Hello, everyone. My name is Jessie, and you are at the Two Sticks and String podcast. Welcome if you are new, and hiya, welcome back if you are a returning viewer. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can find me on Instagram as Armywifeknitlife, and you can find me on Ravelry as Armywifeknitlife. We also have a Ravelry group, Two Sticks and String podcast. Just look for Petrillo the Owl like you see at the beginning of every podcast, and you'll know you're in the right spot. This is a podcast mostly about knitting, sometimes crochet, sometimes cross stitch, and cats every once in a while. And at this point, there's always a little bit of K-pop too. So we have some stuff going on. It is officially a new year, so let's get some announcements going. All right, first, it's the Color Your Stash Kickoff. It has officially begun as of January 1st this year. This is a MAL hosted by me, and it is going until December 31st of this year. The purpose of this MAL is to use all the colors, get out of your comfort zone, and help you stash down a little bit. Because I know I definitely have colors that I'm more prone to use than others. I have all the colors in my stash, but do I reach for orange or yellow all that often? Not really. It's not my first choice because it's outside of my comfort zone. They're not colors I normally wear, but as you can see, I'm trying to adjust. So this month the color is blue. And so if you are wanting to participate, just use hashtag ColorYourStash2022 on Instagram, and you can post in the Ravelry thread for extra chances at prizes as well. I will be doing quarterly pattern prizes, and then at the end of the year there will be a grand prize with 5+ fingering skeins of yarn, a project tote, and a few extra goodies thrown in from me. And I will be showing those once we get to the first quarter mark. I do have them ready. They're just buried under a few other things as I'm reorganizing my craft room still. So if you want to participate, you do have to just make sure you use the hashtag and post. If you can post progress pictures and finished object pictures. Doesn't matter when you started the project. It could be you started it tomorrow and you finish it today. That does not make sense. You started it yesterday and finish it tomorrow. That's fine. I don't mind how long it takes you to finish. The point of this is to use all the colors. So this month, use your blue. Get out all those shades of blue yarn. It can be teal, turquoise, sky blue, royal blue, robin's egg blue. I don't care as long as it is in the blue color family. Get it out, use it, make something beautiful. That's all that matters. And then your progress pictures will count towards an entry. And then if you finish the object in the month that the color is called, you get an extra entry as well. So make sure you do it. I have yarn ready to go to a new home. So participate, please. Okay, that's all I really have for announcements right now. I do have one finished object. It is right here in honor of Color Your Stash. I knit this hat. It is the Jason's Cashmere Hat pattern, which is by Melissa Thompson. There is no P. It's not Thompson. It's Thompson. Of course, all the information will be down here at the bottom. Stan is modeling this hat very nicely. I knit this in Cascade yarn, their Hollywood line, and this is Malibu Blue. It's a free pattern. It does have some sparkle, as you can see. I do love a good sparkle. It is a relatively quick knit. I started this on New Year's Eve, and I finished it a few days ago. And that's with working a lot of hours lately. So it didn't take long at all. Cable is simple, and it's a great beginner cable pattern if you've never done one before, because it's only one cable versus a whole lot to keep track of. So that's my first and only finished object as of right now. I'm just going to take that off Stan. Thank you, Stan. Okay. We do have some whips going on, though. Some of them you've seen before. Some of them you haven't. So let's get started. It is a new month, and I am participating in the Desert Vista Dye Works monthly sock club knit along. So that means I have to have socks on the needle. Or since she did change the rules this year, you can also do mitts or a hat or shorty socks. but you have to do 2 pairs of shorty socks from the same skein at the same time. So I have started my first sock here. This is, of course, Desert Vista Dye Works in the Hubbard Glacier colorway in their Zeon base, which means it sparkles, as you can see from the base of that cake. These are going to be for my friend Alicia, as is the hat you saw previously. I am excited. She's never had a hand knit pair of socks before, so these are going to be from her, for her. And then next month I will also most likely be using the same colorway, or I will be using my Gingerbread People from last month, and because its color is red, so I will use one of the 2, and those socks will be for my Babcha. She doesn't watch, so we're okay. My next WIP work in progress is another Easy Pussy hat by Elizabeth Morrison. I am knitting these on ChowGoose, and this is a size 6. This is some old Knit Picks Felici worsted weight in the Hopscotch colorway. So this is at least 2 or 3 years old at this point. I think this yarn is from 2017. So I would consider this deep stash, because that would be 5 years old at this point. So it's that time it's being used. I do have a marker from Simply Serving on here. It's a little cute kitty with a pumpkin. We all know I love cats. So of course, if there's a cute cat stitch marker or progress keeper, I'm going to get it. Also, my socks. I knit all of my socks the same. They are toe up, fish lips kiss heel. The needles are either on a 1 up to a 2, doesn't matter, just depends on what's empty at the time. And for Alicia, there are 27 stitches on each needle, just like there is for myself and my aunt. So it's my own vanilla sock pattern. It's not that difficult. I just follow the cardboard foot until I get to the heel, and then I get my 3 inches of leg and cuffin, and then boom, done. Okay. Other than that, I do still have 2 more WIPs. This one is in a new bag. It's a little tote. Everything I've done for you. I moved the stars for no one. And this is Jareth, the Goblin King, played by David Bowie in the movie The Labyrinth, because I was able to get my hands on Knitting Nikabi's New Year's countdown box, and I did not post any of them here because there were a few bigger podcasters that knew about it and were unveiling as they go. And also, I wasn't home for a good portion of the month, so I didn't think it would be fair to start and then leave y'all hanging. But this is the bag that came on the very first day of the countdown, and the whole box was labyrinth themed, using natural dyes and natural rustic mulesing free yarn. So that's the bag. And then the project is the Dotted Rays shawl from Stephen West. I'm doing these also on a size 6 ChowGoo needle. The small version. I'm knitting the hat is a size large, by the way, for an adult woman. And this is in Lana Grossa Twisted Summer shades. And the Faber is 10001. Color is 1001. Sorry, I got this in Germany, so I just automatically kind of switch to the German when I get to it. On here, I have a Simply Serving watermelon stitch marker with a happy little face. He's a happy watermelon. And then I also have, from Hawaii Bazaar, a glittery, shimmery cookie from, it's a BT21 character, because as we all know, I love BTS. No surprise there. Cookie is the character created by Jungkook, who is the youngest of the group. They all created their own characters for this little cartoon, and so they all got to have some input in the personalities and things like that. Everyone says Jungkook's a bunny, so of course he's going to create a bunny for everyone. So he's Cookie. I'll tell you about it in life stories, never mind. In life updates. I have one final whip. It has made some great progress. Also, if you guys see random things on my floor, my kitties finally got into their stockings yesterday. And so they have toys, as you can see right there is one of them. And I know that there is a little bird on a pole right behind my chair. But this is in my Bags by Awesome Granny Christmas Animals bag. This is my Kato Cowl by Aroha Knits. And let me just dig those out here. This is being knit on size 8 Chow-goos. I am doing the large version of this cowl, and I am using the Cardinal Light Gray and Juniper colors from Juniper Moon Farms. This is in their Patagonia Organic Merino base. I have not gotten to use the Cardinal quite yet, but we're getting there. And I'm not even going to put this back in the bag because I've been addicted to working on it lately. So we have, this is where I was last time. Right there on this adorable cookie. Not the bunny cookie. It's a little Christmas cookie. So from there, all the way up to there is the work I have done on this. That's some serious hours put in, you guys. Especially considering I didn't work on this at all when we were in San Diego. So all of this progress is from when I came home, which was 9 days ago. And of the past 9 days, I have worked 7 of them. So it's been a busy day. It's been a busy time. And I have been addicted to knitting this. I cannot wait to get to add in the Cardinal. I think it's going to be a beautiful wintry cowl. And it's going to be so warm and really nice. So I'm going to put that there. That is all my whips. I'm trying to keep it a little more simple this year so I can keep focused on things and actually accomplish some things because I have big goals for this year. It is a new year, which means new goals. Okay, so let's get started with my plans for 2022 and some stats for last year. So we'll do stats first because that's from last year. I made 16 hats, 19 pairs of socks, 1 knitted adult themed item. I made 9 shawls, 4 sweaters, 2 cat blankets, 4 cowls, 3 stuffed toys, and 1 pumpkin. That's a lot of projects, y'all. A lot. Let's see how many officially that ended up being. I ended up making 59 different projects in 2021, which is not as many as I've done in years past. That's true. But I think 50 is a good goal, and it's an achievable goal. I'm not stressing myself out to make it to that point, especially now that I work. I don't have as much time as usual, so I am going to continue using 50 as a good goal marker for finished projects. As for plans for 2022, currently I have 119 things in my queue. I want to make all of them, but I don't have time for that. And if I'm sticking to this 50 projects a year, maybe a few extra, it'll take me at least 2 years to get through my queue. And there's always new things coming out, and I don't like that idea. So I'm going to start culling my queue. And I don't want to cut too many out. Some things in there I have like a few sets of hats and scarves for men because I want to knit a set for my husband. But So I'll maybe cut out like 1 or 2 of those. And then I'm also going to make it a goal to get my queue down to below 100 this year by actually knitting at least 19 things off of my queue, because I'd like to get it under that number. I think 100 is a good number to keep in there. Otherwise, it gets to be overwhelming. There's just a lot of choices, and then you can never, decision paralysis sets in, for me, at least. So I want to have that done. Also, for last year, I participated in the Knit Pick Stash Down and More tiara competitions. And I went for the fiber tiara, the yardage tiara, and weight tiara. So what that means is I could not buy any fiber last year, and I made that tiara goal. I could not, well, I had to knit at least 13,000 yards of yarn, and I had to knit at least 6,000 grams of yarn and keep that out of my stash. So that's taking account for everything that I've knit out and everything coming in. I still had to be minus that amount of numbers. And I successfully won all 3 tiaras. They're only hypothetical tiaras, so I might just like, boom, tiara. I'm not very good at making hand tiaras. I apologize. I did joke that I might actually buy a little cheap one just for fun. Haven't decided if I'm going to do it yet, but I think I earned it. So I might just make it a thing that anytime I reach one of those tiaras this year, even if I have to go back at some point because I'm bringing too much yarn in, I might just put it on for part of my podcast. I don't know. Haven't decided yet, but I am going to be participating in those 3 stash downs again this year because I have a lot of fun. They keep me motivated and give me a goal and something to work towards instead of just aimlessly knitting. And while that's a great thing, sometimes I can feel like, it's not that big a deal, or I don't get motivated, and I thrive with motivation and a little challenge for myself. So that is that. I do have a little bit of stash enhancement, not a lot. Actually, I don't. That's from last year still. My stash enhancement is the bag. I didn't buy any yarn over Christmas. I did get to hang out with my friend Alex, as you guys have all seen her before on here. But we didn't get a lot of time together because the only day that both of us could make it work was on Christmas Day, and there was no yarn chopping to be had at that point. We did play a lot of rounds of Heads Up with the family, though, and we had a lot of fun. It was so good to see her, and I miss her terribly, and I can't wait to see her again. So, mooah! Love you, Alex. Face is gorgeous. As I said, we were in San Diego. Hubby and I flew out around the 23rd, and we landed pretty late at night. Had In-N-Out. That's important. We love In-N-Out. And then we had Christmas Eve together with my family. My cousin came down with his new wife that got married in October, as did Alex. We got to spend some time with them, and we put a lot of Heads Up with them. My aunt and uncle were there, my parents were there, and of course my Bobcha and Jareth. We had a great time. Lots of food was eaten. Oh my goodness. But for the most part, we just spent time as a family, played games, did crossword puzzles and crypto quips, because that's what my Bobcha adores. We did some puzzles. There was a lot of football watching, which I'll pass on, but you know, it is what it is. We took my cousin Jake and his wife out for ice cream. Well, actually it was gelato in Escondido, because it's somewhere Alex and I love to go together, and his wife Claudia had never been or never had gelato before, so we decided to fix that. We had paninis and gelato, so she got to try 2 new things, and she made choco flan for everyone for Christmas, as that's a part of her family's tradition, and it was delicious. Oh my goodness. And then on the 27th of December, my hubby and I drove up to LA to go see my other cousin Serena and her husband Perry, and you guys are going to see all of this in a muster in a Sunday Hyundai vlog coming up. But we took my hubby to experience Shamshiri, which is my ultimate all-time favorite restaurant in the entire world. They serve Persian food, which is comfort food for me because my cousin Nasser, Serena's dad, is from Iran. And so whenever we would go visit, we would always eat Persian food. I love me some kubida and barg. I love sabza gourmet. I like muskiar. It's all delicious all the time. My hubby was also brave enough to try dough, which is a yogurt-based drink that has herbs of some sort in it. I have not had the drink since I was a child because it was not a enjoyable experience for me. And he was very brave, though. We had told the waiter that he was wanting to try it, and so the waiter said, "Let me bring you a sample before you buy it," because dough is very much an acquired taste. And he was very brave. He drank it all, and you guys are going to see that video when I do a Sunday Hyundai. And we also, after lunch, went to the Line store in Hollywood, which sells all of the BT21 stuff. That's where the Hollywood Walk of Fame is, and the Grauman's, they changed the name of it now, but it's the Chinese theater where all of the handprints and footprints are from celebrities when they do premieres. So you'll find like Harry Potter wand prints, handprints, shoe prints. You'll find Twilight. You'll find Mickey Rooney, Eddie Murphy, Michael Jackson. I'm trying to think of a few others. We saw Natalie Wood, Bob Hope. Any big major Hollywood stars have at one point put their hands in the cement. It's a thing. And so I took him to see that as well because he's never been. So we had a lot of fun, but we are glad to be home. I personally spent a good half of last year traveling and not being home, and kind of traveled out. And I mean, it wasn't all leisure travel. Some of it was to help my sister move. Some of it was to help my grandmother as she's sick. And some of it was fun traveling for the wedding. But I'm just tired of traveling for right now. So I'm excited to spending a little while at home. My parents are coming in February for a visit, about a week and a half. And I'm excited to show them around the area. My dad has been here once before when we first moved, since I had to drive from here to Mississippi. And then my mom and I were driving cross country that month to go spend a month with my grandparents after I was being gone for 3 years. So he had been here once for that, but he hadn't really gotten to see the area because it was literally a come in late at night, sleep, spend a day together, and then the next morning wake up early and drive. So he hasn't really gotten to see anything because even if we did, we didn't know where to go yet because we'd only been here for maybe a month at that point, and most of that we had spent quarantining. So they're going to come and see the area, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to cook. My mom and I are going to craft, and it's going to be a good time all around, and means I don't have to travel for a little bit, so I'm grateful for that. So with that said, I think that's all I have for today. So do what makes your heart sing. For me, those 2 sticks and string. See ya!